Greek yogurt is something that I always have on hand, and it's became a staple in our home. Today I'm going to show you all the different ways you can use up a tub of Greek yogurt, and it can be the most versatile item in your home too. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross, and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. Our grocery budget is $135 per person, and there's just my husband and I that officially live here in the house, so our grocery budget is $270 per month. One of the ways I'm able to keep our grocery budget so low is I focus on quality ingredients that I can use many different ways, and that way I can reduce our food waste. I actually had a TED Talk on reducing your food waste, and during the research that I was doing for my TED Talk, I found that the average family was throwing away over 40% of the food that they buy. And dairy items can be one of those things get thrown away often. My goal is not to buy many ingredients, but buy less ingredients that I can store longer and can serve many different jobs. So if you are new to buying Greek yogurt or just bought it for one recipe and you're trying to figure out how to use up the tub, we are going to go through all different kinds of ideas and a recipe at the end. One of the reasons why you will see me sneaking Greek yogurt into items is because it has 15 to 18 grams of protein per serving, which is equivalent to 2 or 3 eggs. We are an allergy family, and while one of my kiddos was home, avoiding eggs was something that we needed to do, so being able to add protein in other ways to meals was a great option. This is also so creamy that you can replace a bunch of different items in your kitchen with this. So I use it in place of sour cream, mayonnaise, cream cheese, and even thickening sauces, so I'm not using like cream of something soups. And when I'm talking about a tub of Greek yogurt, I mean a tub, like a Costco-sized tub of Greek yogurt. When you're at the store buying them, watch the expiration dates on them, because sometimes they're as far as 6 weeks out. And as I open them, I'll put them in a glass jar with a metal lid, which is completely airtight. And then you can get it to last about 2 weeks past the best by date. And that way, even if a tub or a jar gets pushed to the back of the refrigerator, you still have plenty of time to be able to use it up. If you watch some of my old grocery hauls, I was still buying Greek yogurt, but I only bought it once every other month. But now that I've found so many more ways to use it, I get it every month when we go grocery shopping. For years, we used Greek yogurt as a replacement for sour cream. So we used it on tacos, enchiladas, baked potatoes, and chili. Anywhere that you would normally add sour cream, just swap that out with the Greek yogurt, and you're not having to buy 2 different containers of items. But there's so many other uses you can use the Greek yogurt for, like making creamy sauces. And it doesn't always have to taste like sour cream. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you some of the ways I sweeten it up to make a strawberry yogurt. Because we're an allergy family, I try not to buy ingredients that I can't pronounce and I know that aren't that great for me. So we don't really buy any cream of something soups. And that also goes for the ingredients in like bouillon. Instead, I use Greek yogurt and homemade chicken stock, and I'm able to thicken up sauces and add so many nutrients and flavors to my dishes. So some of those recipes that we have written out on the blog are homemade hamburger helper and tuna casserole. We'll make sure to list any recipes that I'm talking about in the description so they're easy to find. I also will use it in place of mayonnaise and things like potato salad. So I'm still getting the creaminess of having it in my potato salad, but I'm adding protein. So any of those items that you normally add mayonnaise to, you can even cut the mayonnaise back to half and use half Greek yogurt if you want to, for things like chicken salad, tuna salad, or egg salad. I'll also use it instead of the egg wash when I'm making like Parmesan pork chops. It helps cut down some of those steps when you're trying to bread an item, and it still keeps it nice and juicy. Using it for dips and dressings is also a great thing. I make avocado ranch dressing most often, and I use that to dip my carrots in. I also use it for things like Caesar salad, making spinach dip, and for gyros, the tzatziki sauce that I have such a hard time saying. Sometimes words are hard for me, but we have a recipe for that sauce in gyros on the blog. It's a great way to use up some cucumbers. So I like to be able to make this like 3 to 4 weeks since I went to the grocery store. One of the recipes that I make is actually really healthy for you, and it has saved me a lot of money, and that is making homemade bagels. So they are so much better than getting ones that are full of preservatives in the store, and you don't have to wait for them to rise. You don't need yeast, and they don't need to boil. You can just make it in one bowl, form them, and put them in the oven. This is actually a recipe that I will use often when I am trying to use up some Greek yogurt before going to the grocery store, and then I can make bagels and put them in the freezer and we can pull them out anytime. Some other items that I like to use Greek yogurt for in baking is things like hidden veggie brownies and pumpkin muffins. And when you have an overabundance of zucchini, it's a great recipe to add to your zucchini bread. It keeps it moist without having to add a lot of extra oil to your recipes. And a tip for zucchini, if you have an overabundance of them, is to wash them and shred them and put them in the freezer. But as you are putting them in the freezer, I always make sure that I measure out a cup's worth and then write the measurement on the bag or container that I'm using. That way I know exactly how much it is and it can go straight into the recipe. And we use Greek yogurt with spinach and berries to make smoothies. Another great recipe if you're trying to use up different kinds of berries is to make frozen yogurt bark. We have that recipe on the blog too, and then you can have a cold treat in the freezer with yogurt and berries. And one of my favorite recipes I developed over the years is making strawberry shortcake with it. So in the actual strawberry shortcake itself, I'm able to add the Greek yogurt, which helps bump up the protein, and me being diabetic, anytime I can bump up the protein, it makes me have less of a glucose spike. With the strawberry shortcakes, I also make a strawberry shortcake kind of cream cheese style topping that goes on it that you can eat for breakfast too, and that's what we're going to make together today. So we're going to make some strawberry yogurt, and this is what I do instead of buying flavored yogurt. I probably use this Magic Bullet blender more than any other appliance in my kitchen besides my Instapot. Those are my two main things that I use, but I got this for free off of a Buy Nothing group over 10 years ago. So I'm going to put about a cup of yogurt here in the cup. I have some chopped up berries here. Now, depending on how pink you need to make your yogurt is how many berries I normally add. If I have a special little one here that likes it really pink, then I add more berries. I'm also going to add about a tablespoon of chia seeds in this. This will add more fiber and protein, but also omega-3s. With the chia seeds also, if you do this the night before, the chia seeds will get bigger and have more of like a tapioca size to them. It even helps with your digestion with not needing to take a fiber supplement. This is my homemade vanilla. I'm going to add a splash of that to this, so about a teaspoon. So it seems kind of runny right now, but the chia seeds will end up bulking up and then it won't be as runny and it'll end up being more creamy. But I always taste test this first, and depending on who I'm serving it to, will then either add a little bit of maple syrup or honey to it if it needs to be sweetened up anymore. But for me, normally just the berries in it is all I need. Okay, how cute is this? But really, you can just put a metal lid on this and it would stay fresh in the refrigerator for about a week after you've made it, so you can meal prep these ahead of time and have them ready to go. So that's how I use one ingredient many ways in my kitchen. I'm thinking about turning this into a series, maybe doing tomato sauce next, but what ingredients are you looking for ideas to try to use up? And if you're trying to save your grocery budget by wasting less food, that's exactly what we do here at the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶, so make sure you hit subscribe.